Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our journey in discovering one new Chinese expression a day. Yesterday, we talked about 提气壮胆, which is Chinese way of using two human anatomy or health related, your body function, which is your breathing and also your gallbladder, especially because in Chinese, gallbladder is the same. That's corresponding to English gut. So that's our gut. We use a specific organ to symbolize, to represent the courage. And it came from this gut, this gallbladder. So when we say 提气壮胆, that is to show that people have to do something about lifting their air and also to strengthen 壮胆, to embolden basically their own gut to be able to do something they normally wouldn't do. Okay, today we'll continue with 气, and we have 神 back again. So this time, 神 is not exactly attention or focus, but instead we use 神 to mean your mind, your mindset, the state of mind. Okay, so again, 气, we use 3 strokes, kind of your breath going out and how the air dynamic shows, like going spirally, the air. I guess that's the ancient language creators envisioning of how air flow through space. So we use that as 气, especially the 气. I guess in ancient times, you don't really have industrial produced gas, right? Or factory gas. And the other gases you don't really normally see, right? So the most likely 气, the air, is coming from out of us. Like we do this breathing thing that produces air, exhaust into the air. So this breath, so lots of times, at least back then, it's mostly about breathing, even if this qi in contemporary Chinese, we use it as air. It's not necessarily flowing through you, right? But qi in this case definitely is about human air, this human air intake and output. So that's our breathing function. Ding, translated as stable. It came from this house symbol. At least this is the roof. So you have this big arch and then a chimney on the top. That's how you identify, oh, this is talking about a human living quarters. So this is a living space. And then the bottom, we have this 正 symbol that we have seen this in 提. Okay, just a reminder, see this symbol and this symbol, they are the same symbol, which is a 3-toed foot symbol, that kind of oriented, pointing toward this horizontal line. So this horizontal line is a kind of indicator to notify there is a destination, somewhere you want to reach, right? And then you orient your toes toward that destination. So this orientation of facing directly this goal, I would probably say Chinese are pretty much goal-oriented. Once they're given a task, they pretty much set on the track to do it. At least that's how I function. So this goal-orienting shown in this character was used to mean 正 means square, like you're facing directly to your goal. That's our square, instead of facing sideways or disoriented, right? Facing other places. You're facing exactly, just like right now, I'm facing the screen. Screen is this flat thing, and definitely my 3 toes, my 5 toes, 2 feet are pointing toward the screen. So that's 正, like I'm facing you. That's 正. Okay, and this 正 symbol under this domestic space, roof symbol, that means somebody who is settled, like somebody already reached their destination almost. Like they are not in a hurry to go anywhere anymore because this is where they belong. And this is the goal. That's they're oriented, but they already reached the destination. So when you're already at your destination under that roof, safe and secure, that gives you a sense of being stable. Like you're not in a hurry to go anywhere anymore. That's where you belong. So that's Chinese definition of stable. Shen, okay. This one came from this divine decoding practice. So this is a podium of some specialized forecasters back then, or fortune tellers. Or I guess in different cultures, we have different ways of expressing such people. Oracles, right? Okay, oracles in the Western concept is somebody who can retell something is going to happen, right? This is a special ability with special knowledge come with special power, right? So some, I guess, in all cultures, at least in Chinese culture, this podium is used specifically for that function. We don't exactly know the details, like what the podium looks like, what tools they use to forecast. But this is a symbol that's divine decoder. That's what I coined. They are positioned to do their job over there. What they do is they observe this almost like a dragon-looking symbol, right? I see it very elegant. You can see this cultural influence in there. I can see this is totally like 3,000 years ago. Chinese have such an aesthetic. It's not a totally square rectangle. It's contemporary Chinese is for design for efficiency. It lost its elegance. This ancient Chinese, it got its elegance. It got complexity, but it's balanced, it's elegant, it's interesting, right? As a symbol, it's interesting. So this symbol was used as depiction of the lightning in the sky. Contemporary will only have this lightning symbol, right? It's super simplified. It's almost like a universal. Everybody see that will know, oh, this is something related to electricity or lightning. This is Chinese lightning. And to read the divine decoder, to read the message from the sky, the lightning was perceived as the code, the message from heavenly figure, right? Because Chinese back then, at least, was not about like one god or creator out there. It was still like a rudimentary, still like a figuring out. So the unknown. The divine decoder is supposed to capture the message carried in that lightning pattern that they can, do their forecast of what's going to happen. So that divine decoding thing, there's a voodoo business back then, or is it called a shamanism? I forgot a contemporary English depiction of that sector of specialty. It's fortune telling, okay, was eventually used to mean either the divinity itself, Shen, because in the future, when Christianity came to China, we use Shen to translate God, capital G. We also use Shen paired with Xian as some Taoism, the deities in Taoism, the immortals in Taoism as well. So it's somebody who is not exactly human, who have sort of superpower, right? So that's Shen, and we level it down to connect to individual human beings who are not superpowered, but we are somewhat gifted with a thinking function and mobility, right? To be able to do something. And this Shen, this grand, big, all-powerful energy or intention was somewhat parsed down to individuals as well. So we use that as, like for a person, individual, we use that as the mind, this function right here. So this mind, then we will further classify that as attention. So a particular function or a particular attribute of the mind. So all that different levels can all be expressed with Shen. So Shen means God. Shen also means consciousness, mind, or even soul. No, actually, soul in Chinese we translate it as 灵魂. It's a different word, but Shen means attention, your internal your internal conscious choice of what to think, how to think. That's 神. Yeah, basically your operating system, right? That's your mind. Okay, 闲, we have this door symbol with the trees underneath it. Took me some time to figure out what that means. It's really subtle, the language creators here. Use the door frame and then show the tree in the door. Who do you think the viewers is at? Not who, like where do you think the viewers at? The viewers who is viewing this picture is actually within the room. You are looking through your door, and the tree, the outside world, is beyond the door, on the outside of the door. So that kind of implies the language user who is seeing this frame with doors and the trees outside is actually right now inside the door at home. Why? Because probably it's a lunch break or something that you're not out in the woods. Not exactly in the woods, on the farm. You're not out there working. You're in the door. Therefore, you see the trees are outside the door. So that's when you're staying idle. You're not working anything. That's when you're relaxed. That's the agrarian society's definition of what relax means like you're in the door. Indoor time is relaxing time. So 气定神闲 means your breath is stable. It's not volatile. You're not losing your breath. It's at good, even pace. And your shen, your mind, your mindset, your operating system is idling. Like you're not focusing on any particular thing. You're just chill. So that's 气定神闲. I translate it as composed. So this is almost like your reset every day. Hopefully every day before you jump into daily tasks, you have this brief period before you get engaged with any of the tasks that involves your mental. Eventually you lose your mind to a certain degree, right? This is before you're losing it. You're still having your even breathing and your composure, like your mind is still relaxed, it's chill. Like this probably is before your morning coffee, something like that. That's when you're most composed. And probably at the end of the day, you can resume back to this. Or maybe in the middle of the day, it took some time to recompose yourself from and disengage with all that interrupting your mental state and resume to this idle stage. And if you see Chinese 气定神闲paired together, that means we really regard breathing as a good indicator of how your mental state is. If you can breathe evenly, and if your mind can stay idle, like not especially being on something, intense on something, that's a good state of being. 气定神闲 means you're just chill. You're not getting into anything, not heavy lifting in the day. So that's Chinese expression. I just like this plant, and I think this is a warm color and in a nice shape. Probably it can capture this composed state of being, like you're not really in a rush, in a hurry to move your eyesight from this picture. Nice looking thing, and that's when you can breathe easily, evenly, and have your mind emptied and can handle whatever come to you next. Okay, passion to the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.